Light ablaze the scorching fire lying dormant within you. That's what this week's episode of Frieren got me talking like. Episode 26 is nothing short of, what is that? And, oh my god! And my favorite, is that a black hole? Because we got to experience the height of magic sponsored by Magic Mommy herself, Frieren. This episode continues the battle with the replicas and efforts to reach the treasure room, where the second test concludes. While Frieren and Fern battles Frieren's replica, the rest have paired up to take down the remaining replicas, based on their weakest matchup. Just as Lawine and Richter finished fighting, Sense's replica came piercing through them completely undetected. Talk about a bad case of split ends if you ask me. Eventually they come to terms with their defeat and escape the dungeon. Denken, Übel, and Land find themselves facing Sense's replica soon after. Übel steps forward confidently in her victory against her, despite the other two's skepticism. I mean, I was too. I'd imagine it'd take a group to take down Sense. Sense brings us to a flashback 2 years ago where she watched a second-class mage exam where she witnessed Übel literally cutting the first-class defensive specialist in half like butter. Now that cuts deep, pun intended. Talk about the immovable object meets the unstoppable force. Later we see that Sense questions Übel on the matter and learns that Übel is quite the unique individual. She explains it as if to cut fabric with scissors. Why does this angle excite me? Anyway, Übel imagined cutting his cloak like fabric despite its immunity to attacks. Übel successfully cuts Sense's replica down with ease, as if to simply give a haircut. I really wish we got to see this in action, but we can't be too spoiled with the animation budget here. It wasn't long after until they ran into their once defeated replicas again. You've got to be kidding me, right? Let's hope Frieren and Fern win because this is truly a battle of attrition. Speaking of which, let's see how are they doing. Oh my god, what is happening?! Looks like Frieren and Fern are having technical difficulties with finding a good opening for Vern's Zoltrak. Looks like Frieren will have to take quite the risky move in order to get her replica in a vulnerable place. Bring an umbrella and a poncho because wowee is that one hell of a storm. Frieren's copy took last mage standing seriously. Oh shit, what just happened? What do you mean not recognizing as a spell? At last, Frieren and Fern took down the replica after a long fight. The two make their way to the treasure room where Spiegel lies. It's beautifully dangerous. Where can I get one of those? And just like that, it's over. All the remaining examinees make their way to the treasure room to meet Sense, who then congratulates them on their passing of the second exam. And as usual, we end the episode with Frieren casually getting eaten by not one, but 3 mimic chests. Find out what happens next to Frieren and Fern on the next episode of Frieren on Fridays.